Thomas Markle has stated that his two grandchildren are not part of a game, despite claiming that several lawyers had assured him of his chance of success if he were to take legal action against Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. The 77-year-old former lighting director has never met either 2-year-old Archie Harrison or 5-month-old Lilibet Diana, due to his ongoing rift with his daughter. When asked about being unable to visit his grandchildren, Mr. Markle said, "I'm very concerned about that. ITMD really like it. ITMD love to see my grandchildren. And people have suggested in California that I sue to see my kids. I think if I did that, ITMD be a hypocrite. ITMD be doing the same thing Meghan and Harry are doing. I don't want to include my grandchildren in this kind of situation. I want to see my grandchildren with friendly parents and friendship all around. I don't no hostile parents and seeing my grandchildren. So ITMLL wait until it plays out." When asked if he'd been given any indication legal action would lead to success, Thomas continued, "Yes, they've been told by several lawyers that grandparents have sued to see their grandchildren and one in California. Not going to do that. Not going to do that. I don't want to involve my grandchildren as pawns in a game. They not part of a game. They my grandchildren. I want to see my grandchildren." Speaking again of his two grandchildren, he said he wished for them to know that they come from two loving families. Meghan Markle has led a strained relationship with her father since the weeks leading up to her and Prince Harry's royal wedding in May 2018. It emerged that her father had collaborated with the paparazzi on a number of staged photographs, which included pictures of him attending a tuxedo fitting and researching the history of Britain in an internet cafe. Thomas Markle has maintained that his involvement in the images was not for financial purposes, but to improve his reputation and public image. Don't miss at the last minute, it was announced that Thomas Markle would no longer be attending the wedding at St. George's Chapel, and would be undergoing heart surgery in Mexico. Their relationship took a further blow after her father sold extracts of a private letter Meghan had sent him to the Mail on Sunday. This sparked a lengthy legal battle between the Sussexes and the media organisation, which Meghan eventually won on the grounds of copyright. Over the last 3 years, Thomas Markle has spoken about his daughter on a number of occasions, and has both criticised her actions and pleaded for her forgiveness. His two other children, Samantha Markle and Thomas Markle Jr., also lead an estranged relationship with their half-sister, and have previously described her as shallow and jaded. Whilst Meghan's relationship with her father's family remains tense, she enjoys a close relationship with her mother, Doria Ragland. Monarch, 95, will be joined by Prince Charles, Prince William, the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester and Prince Michael of Kent at the event. Among the guests will be Prime Minister Boris Johnson and attendees from the summit. It comes ahead of the Queen and other members of the royal family attending COP26 in Glasgow a few weeks. The Prince of Wales, the Duchess of Cornwall and the Duke and Duchess of Cornwall will also attend the UN Climate Change Conference. It is a busy period for the monarch, who has carried out a number of engagements this week. The Queen stepped used a walking stick for what is believed to be the first time at a major public event when she attended a Westminster Abbey service on Tuesday. The walking stick is understood to have been for her comfort. The monarch, who wore royal blue, was joined by Princess Anne for the service marking the centenary of the Royal British Legion. The Queen used the walking stick again as she attended the opening of the Welsh Senedd on Thursday. Charles and Camilla accompanied Her Majesty, dressed in pale pink, for the visit to Wales. In a speech, the monarch said a debt of gratitude is owed to the people of Wales for their efforts during the coronavirus pandemic in the Senedd chamber. The Queen said, "I have spoken before about how recent times have, in many ways, brought us closer together. We all owe a debt of gratitude to those who have risen so magnificently to the challenges of the last 18 months, from key workers to volunteers, who have done so much to serve their communities. They are shining examples of the spirit for which the Welsh people are so renowned, a spirit which I have personally encountered so many times. Video clips during the visit show the Queen expressing her frustration over a lack of action to tackle climate change as she discusses COP26 with Camilla and Ellen Jones, the Parliament's presiding officer. In the footage, the monarch says, "Extraordinary, isn't it? I've been hearing all about COP. Still don't know who is coming. No idea." She adds, "We only know about people who are not coming. And it's really irritating when they talk, but they don't do." The Duke of Cambridge told the corporation we can't have more clever words but not enough action. And when it was suggested world leaders would discuss at COP26 the issues he has been raising for years, Charles said, "They just talk, the problem is to get action on the ground, which is what I've been trying to do for the last 40 years. Duke of Sussex has had a rollercoaster few years, and made it very clear he wishes to carve his own path. The Prince and his wife, Meghan Markle, have reportedly reached out to the Queen to arrange a meeting ahead of their newborn daughter Lilibet TMS christening. The Sussexes are said to be preparing to make their first trip to the UK as a family of 4, and Meghan TMS first returned to British shores since March 2020 TMS royal exit. Royal sources told The Sun that senior staff are stunned by the request. However, Her Majesty remains still very fond of Harry and would love to meet Lilibet and see Archie again. The source said discussions have also been had over whether or not the Sussexes should be invited for Christmas with the rest of the firm, after they rejected an invite last year. Harry, who will release his memoir next year, grew up a very different boy to older brother William, according to royal author Angela Levin. Ms. Levin TMS book, Harry, Conversations with the Prince trademark, recalled the Prince TMS traumatic start to life at nursery. She wrote, "Unlike Prince William, he needed lots of reassurance and understanding. Even today he sometimes has an air of vulnerability and sadness. It TMS part of what has endeared him to so many people of all ages and types around the world, and perhaps why Meghan Markle sometimes feels the need to be motherly towards him." Ms. Levin explained it took Harry a few years before he became the life and soul of the playground. He was shy growing up, with one mother describing him as quiet as a mouse, poor little thing. Young Harry would refuse to join in the games at break time, occasionally standing alone for the entire 10-minute break. If another child came up to him and pulled at his clothes, Ms. Levin wrote, he would start crying. His vulnerability made him an easy target for bullies, as he didn't TMT fight back. Teachers had to look out for him wriggling in his seat with a pained expression on his face before taking him to the toilet, as the young prince rarely raised his hand to ask to go. William, in stark contrast to Harry, settled in perfectly and earned himself quite a reputation, and was nicknamed Basher trademark. Harry showed a creative spark at nursery school. He concentrated hard when the teacher reads stories to the class and enjoyed painting and making paper models. But eagle-eyed teachers were quick to spot what could have been interpreted as a sign of things to come. Ms. Levin explained, sharp-eyed teachers also noted that whenever one of them praised William for being good at something like clay modeling, if Harry was doing the same he would throw his own work on the floor. It was perhaps an early sign that he was going to do things his way. He seemed happiest in his own little world, left alone to get on with what he wanted to do and how he wanted to do it, without interference. The Sussexes infamously quit the royal family in March 2020 to pursue their own career ventures and move to Meghan TM's native California. Under their new foundation Archie, Harry co-created a docuseries The Me You Can TMTC trademark with Oprah Winfrey, where he admitted he underwent 4 years of therapy to address mental health troubles. He opened up on panic attacks and severe anxiety, and has echoed this in other interviews. He will co-produce Heart of Invictus trademark for streaming platform Netflix, while Meghan will create animated series Pearl trademark. Angela Levin TMS book, Harry, Conversations with the Prince trademark, was published in 2018 by John Blake. It is available to buy here.